Okay, so this question says that Megan screen prints T-shirts for sale at concerts, I should say. When buying blank T-shirts, okay, the price Megan must pay is related to the size of the order to create a linear regression. Okay, so we're going to have to enter this data into the calculator. 4 of her previous orders are listed in the table below. Okay, so here they are. Now, Megan has misplaced the information from her supplier about prices on bulk orders. She would like to get the price per shirt below $12.50. Okay, now it's important to notice here that this is a y coordinate, okay, on our next order. So we're going to determine the number of t-shirts that she should order here. Okay, this is an interesting question. So I know we're going to have to enter this in and get the regression equation. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to probably graph that so that I can enter this in as a y coordinate and look for the corresponding x coordinate. It's an interesting question. Lots going on here. So first of all, let's enter this all in. So stat edit 150, 320, 360, 450. And then the prices here was 1585, 15. 1480, 1435. Okay, now I'm going to quit out of there. And we're going to do a linear regression. So stat, then we're going to go over to the calc menu, and our linear regression is number 4 here. It knows that it should be list 1, list 2 to start off with, unless something has changed there. You just leave it. Press enter for calculate, and then there's our regression equation. Now, I want to graph this, so I'm going to press y equals, and I'm going to put it in here. So I need to have it on this screen first, and then I would press vars. So just to remind you, if you haven't seen me do this yet, vars. We're going to go down to our statistical variables, and then over to the equation variables. And the very first one here is the regression equation. So when I press enter, it puts that equation in for me. Now I'm going to graph this, but I'm going to press zoom number 6 to start off with. Okay, and my calculator thought, now it's done thinking. So now I'm going to take a look at the data here and adjust my window settings. Now my number of shirts went from 150 to 400, so obviously negative 10 shirts doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to have to put in a lot more shirts than that. So let's start with 500, see what happens. My minimum, let's make it 0 here, but my maximum price here was, what is it? It says $15.85 right here. Let's make it 16 then, why not? Now let's graph that and see what we get. Okay, so our graph is coming in here. Now that's not entirely telling me what I want to see here, because what I want to see is where that intersects with, I believe it was 1250. Let's graph that. Okay, well, that means I've got to take this a lot further out to the right here. That means increasing my x max. Now let's make that 1,000 maybe. Oh, that should do it. There we go. There's our point of intersection. So now, to find that point of intersection, we will press second trace, and we're going to go down to our intersect. I'm just going to move the cursor close. It doesn't have to be right on. Press enter. Yes, that's the first curve. Enter. Yes, that's the second curve. Calculator is asking if it's okay to make this as a guess. Just press enter. And we get 820 shirts. Okay? So determine the minimum. And that really, it's probably should say here the minimum number. Okay? The minimum number of t-shirts that she should order if she wants to get her. What was it here? We found here that 820 gets it to that $12.50 here. Now I suspect that the number that we're looking for here is 820, but you might also want to throw in there, you might guess here in fact 821, because as soon as you get 821, that's when it's going to be below the $12.50. However, I suspect, just based on the numbers that we're working with here, that's probably reading into this question a little bit more than is necessary.